Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Routledge History of Literature in English, part 62. So let's dive in the world of literature. In this video, we will be covering Scottish and Welsh poetry. Gaelic, the Celtic language of the far north, was suppressed for many years. But in the 20th century, there has been a considerable revival of Gaelic speaking and writing, led by such poets as Sorley MacLean. Although it does not contain the kind of mythical tales found in Welsh literature. In the Mabinogion, Scotland has provided a great deal of romantic literature through the 18th and 19th rewriting of its myth and history of Ossian, and most significantly Sir Walter Scott. The major Scottish poet of the 20th century, Hugh MacDiarmid, attempted in the 1920s to create a Scottish poetic language based on Lowlands, Lowlands. He wrote A Drunk Man Looks at the Thistle in 1926. Then he has also written his first hymn to Lenin in 1931 and then second hymn to Lenin in 1932 are highly significant as examples of the earliest left-wing poems establishing what was to become a major trend in the 1930s. Now comes Edwin Muir. He wrote poetry such as Chorus of the Newly Dead in 1926. Then his collected poems from 1921 to 1951. He is also remembered with his wife Villa as the first translator of Kafka into English. Then he has also written the poem The Horses, and few lines are given from the poem, and the lines are barely a 12th month after the 7 days war that put the world to sleep. Late in the evening, the strange horses came. By then, we had made our convenant with silence. But in the first few days, it was so still. We listened to our breathing and were afraid. On the second day, the radios failed. We turned the knobs. No answer. On the third day, a warship passed us, heading north. Dead bodies piled on the deck. Norman MacCaig wrote the poem Far Cry in 1943. The 1960s was his most productive decade, including the highly popular Measures in 1965 and Surroundings in 1966. MacCaig's collected poems were published in 1990. Welsh is the most widely spoken of the Celtic languages, and Welsh culture has flourished since the time of the ballads. The name of Taliesin, a bard supposed to have lived in the 6th century, is associated with the 14th century Book of Taliesin, a collection of poems of various kinds, sources, and dates. The Book of Aneurin is a 13th century collection of poems ascribed to one bard, the 17th century Aneurin. It is remembered for the elegiac battle poem Gododin. Many important names in literature are from Wales, from the metaphysical poet Henry Vaughan to the Second World War poet and the critic and novelist Raymond Williams. In the 20th century, Dylan Thomas and R.S. Thomas became internationally known poets, and Richard Llewellyn's novel How Green Was My Valley in 1939 was a worldwide bestseller. Every year at the Eisteddfod, the session or Congress of Welsh Bards, the tradition of poetry in Welsh and the declamation which maintains the oral convention is celebrated. Dylan Thomas wrote the radio drama Under Milkwood in 1953. If you have any doubts or query, you can ask me in the comment section below, or you can even message me in the social media IDs that are given below in the description box. And do share the video to all those who wants to be the part of this literary journey. So that's all for this video. Thank you and signing out.